Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. I'm Jamie Lammers, host for this episode. Last week, I interviewed Spencer Eric Crawford of the Denver band That Damn Sasquatch to talk about their upcoming show at the Gold Hill Inn, which will be the first Gold Hill Inn show of the 2026 season. The audio on my end is inconsistent, but thankfully, the audio on Spencer's end is pretty smooth overall. So, without further ado, let's get into the interview.
So, do you mind just introducing yourself real quick?
Yeah, I'm Spencer Crawford, playing band That Damn Sasquatch.
And That Damn Sasquatch is actually going to be the first act in this year's Gold Hill Inn.
Yes, that is correct. I think we have kicked off the Gold Hill Inn season a couple times in recent years. I think Brian, the owner, sometimes likes to start us off there, which is fun. Always fun up there.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm curious about how That Damn Sasquatch got started as a band.
Yeah, so I actually started the band in high school, when I was in high school in Kansas, quite a while ago. And we moved to Colorado in 2011. Had a number of lineup changes, but we've had the same bass player for about 14 years. Our drummer's been playing with us 7 years, and current mandolin player, I've been playing with him about 20 years since I lived in Kansas, so it's still a pretty old school lineup still, even after all that time.
Sweet. And who is the current lineup of the band, if I may?
So myself, I play mostly guitar, banjo, some accordion, occasionally fiddle. Sometimes that's a little, a lot to bring. So the fiddle is kind of a special occasion thing. And then my buddy Chad Curtis playing the mandolin and some guitar. He'll usually jump on the guitar when I'm playing banjo or accordion. Jim Fisher plays the bass, and my buddy Zach West plays drums and percussion.
Sweet. Yeah. So what has been most fun about being able to kind of build this project, especially since you started it in high school,
Well, the most fun, let's see, hanging out. Everybody in the band I would consider a pretty good friend. I've known everybody in the band around 15 or 20 years or longer. So always a lot of fun hanging out with my friends, going different places, meeting new people. Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing it a long time.
Absolutely. So what kind of music do you guys focus on? Are you more of a cover band? Are you more of an original song band? Like what style are you guys in? All that kind of stuff.
We have a good amount of originals. The albums we put out on Spotify and iTunes and all that, they're mostly original songs. When we play live, we do about an equal mix of originals and covers, and the band sound has evolved a bit over the years. We started out a pretty traditional kind of bluegrass lineup and sound, but especially since adding the drums about 7 years ago, we still play traditional bluegrass, but now it allows us to play a lot more different variety of music with the drums, like kind of a little more of a country sound now. Me as an accordion player, I like playing some Zydeco music, some blues, some jazz, some reggae sometimes. We try to play a little bit of everything. I like to these days call us like an American roots music band because it encompasses like most of those different styles that I mentioned.
Sweet. I'm at least just curious because I don't know if I know about it. What is Zydeco, in terms of what you focus on in that style? Like
Zydeco music is music from Louisiana. It's usually like outside of New Orleans, southwest Louisiana. It's different than Cajun music, I would say. It's a mixture of a lot of different musical traditions. Zydeco people are a little particular how you describe it, so I'm very careful how to describe it, but I will say it is different than Cajun music. Yeah, it has traditions in blues music, R&B, soul, rock. It's a lot of musical traditions spaced together with accordion being basically the central instrumental music and rubboard.
Gotcha. And in terms of writing for the band in general, is there a primary songwriter? Do you guys collaborate on original songs? How does the writing process work in the band?
These days, I am the primary songwriter. Several years ago, my other friend from high school who was in the band a long time, Derek Bridges, wrote a lot of our original material as well, and we still play some of Derek's songs, but we mostly play my songs these days.
Gotcha. And for you, what has kept you coming back to the songwriting process over the years? When did you start? How have you built over the years, and what's kept you invested in the process?
Well, when it's going really, really easy, a song can come to you really quick, and it's really nice for a song just to come out really easy, get some inspiration and think about it. But sometimes it's not as easy, but sometimes it's good to try to kind of create a unique song or the song that you want to hear that maybe doesn't exist. And it's a lot more gratifying to play a song that you wrote and get a great response than it is to play somebody else's, It's a great feeling.
For sure. Okay, I should actually ask, since I kind of have you here, what is your personal musical background? Even before That Damn Sasquatch, how did that kind of come to be, and how long have you been building your musical background?
Oh, sure. Great question. Let's see. I started playing guitar. I was about 8 years old, so I try not to date myself, but I've been playing about 32 years of music overall, and I took a lot of lessons on guitar growing up from some great teachers. One of my teachers, Andy McKee, who I took lessons from for a bit. I'm from Topeka, Kansas. He's one of the most kind of world-renowned finger-style guitar players. I had some other great teachers growing up, too. I had a classical guitar teacher. At the university, I went to Washburn University back in Kansas, classical guitar lessons, and then I had some other guitar teachers growing up that kind of more from a rock background. So I had a ton of different guitar teachers. And then when I started going to college, I started teaching music lessons. A little before that, I started playing banjo and mandolin and fiddle around the time I was about 16. So shortly after that, I started teaching lessons back in Kansas while I went to college. And then I moved here to Colorado, and I've taught at a lot of different places. I still teach at Swallow Hill Music in Denver, and I teach at Flesher Hitton Music in Wheat Ridge, which is where I'm headed now.
What's been great for you about being able to keep building That Damn Sasquatch over the years and performing in front of an audience, especially with this group?
I love crowds that appreciate what we're doing, the variety of music. That's one thing I think people really appreciate is, like, if you see That Damn Sasquatch, you're likely to hear a ton of different styles of music. I think that's one of the things that makes us pretty unique. But also, like I said, it's getting to hang out, everybody in my band, all my friends that I make playing, teaching and playing and booking music has been my job since I got out of college. So I won't say I have to do it, but I love what I'm doing.
Sweet. And what's great for you about being able to just perform on stage in general, and particularly with a group of people?
Yeah, I also, as much as I like doing it for the joy of the audience and making sure everybody's having a good time, I would say I also play a lot, for my own enjoyment and really to challenge myself. Yeah, I would say, I don't want to say it's for selfish reasons, but I do it a lot for my own enjoyment as well, I suppose.
Sweet. And is there anything that you hope people will be able to take away from your music or your shows or anything when they come to see your shows?
Well, I hope they take away that they want to see us again. One thing I try to do is I try to make sure none of our shows are the same, and that we're trying to make sure we're playing different songs at about every show. But so it'd be a little bit of wanting to see another show, and again, like hear a bunch of different styles of music and kind of not know what to expect, what we're going to do next. Would be one thing that I would hope sticks with people, that keeps them interested in wanting to come to another Sasquatch show.
Absolutely. And yeah, I guess I am curious, that Damn Sasquatch, what stuck out to you about the name when you brought it up with the band?
Well, let's see. I named the band quite a while ago. So since it was around a little after the time I think I had started college, and I guess my generation, we grew up with these funny, kind of a golden age of comedy films. So it's actually the name That Damn Sasquatch. It's a line from the movie Billy Madison, the Adam Sandler movie. And it's referencing, who's referenced as That Damn Sasquatch is actually two of my favorite comedians, Norm Macdonald and Chris Farley. And so I thought it was a fun name, but also I thought Sasquatch kind of represented our brand of music, because it's kind of elusive, something that you think of deep in the woods or in the hills. And since then, Sasquatch or Bigfoot has become, I've noticed, very marketable. You see Sasquatch and Bigfoot stuff everywhere these days, but I'd like to think I was a little bit on the forefront of that, and that it's great for marketing, and it's been a really good way for us to sell merchandise and t-shirts. Even if people don't really know our band, like, they'll see Sasquatch and still want it.
Sweet. And yeah, I don't know. Is there just anything else in general about the group, or you guys as musicians, or other shows coming up? I don't know. Just anything else in general that you would want to add?
Let's see. I'm in the car right now, but I know. We'll be at Gold Hill Inn May 1st, and the following day we'll be playing the Big Wonderful Derby Party in South Denver. See, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I know some of the stuff we do about every year. We'll be back at the Columbine Cafe's Bluegrass Summer Concert Series, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, you can check out our calendar at thatdamnsasquatch.com. I've got another site that has all of my, if I do a solo show or a duo show or something, it's SpencerCrawford.com. Those are my two main websites. I know I've got the calendar, quite a few dates on there.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I think those are the big questions that I have on my end.
Excellent.
Yeah. I just want to thank you for taking the time to come on and talk about the band. This was really great.
You got it. Anytime.
Thank you so much to Spencer for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. If you want to see That Damn Sasquatch performing live, then be sure to head to the first show of the 2026 season of the Gold Hill Inn, located at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill, on Friday, May 1st, 2026, starting at 8 p.m. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this week's Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. We'll be back very soon with another episode. In the meantime, be sure to share this episode with whoever you see fit, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Podchaser, and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you have any questions or suggestions for the podcast or our physical newspaper, be sure to email myself at media@themountaineer.com, my co-host Tyler Hickman at tyler@themountaineer.com, our editor-in-chief Barbara Hardt at info@themountaineer.com, or general inquiries at frontdesk@themountaineer.com. If you want to support our efforts, be sure to subscribe to The Mountain Ear today by heading to our website, themtnear.com. And finally, be sure to find us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram at mtn.ear. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day. The song that you are currently listening to is called Come On Back to the Holler. It's the opening track from the 2016 album by That Damn Sasquatch, Sing My Song, which you can find along with other releases of That Damn Sasquatch wherever you get your music. They'll be performing live as the first act of the 2026 season of the Gold Hill Inn, located at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill. So be sure to head there on Friday, May 1st, 2026, starting at 8 p.m. to catch them live. If you want to learn more about the band, be sure to head to their website at thatdamnsasquatch.com.
Kept the porch light on and I never mowed the lawn, and I'm never looking back, oh I'm never looking back. Come on back to the holler, where living ain't about dollars. Have no fear, the moonshine's always clear. Drinking whiskey, wine, and beer, I know I'm not thinking clear. All this drinking has got me thinking that the good times are almost here. In the old juke joint that barely stands, you can hear the old...
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.